Hi, today from Bodrum in Turkey, in the ancient city of Halicarnasos. Today I will tell you about one of the rules to do great impossible things in life and business, how to achieve immortality in a certain sense. See you after the break. Hi again. Behind me you can see some of the ruins of Halicarnasos, of the ancient Greek city of Halicarnasos. This was the capital of Caria, one of the kingdoms of ancient Greece and also later of Persia. And here behind me you can see the remainings of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Which one? The mausoleum of Halicarnasos. What is the mausoleum of Halicarnasos? This was the over the ground tomb of the ruler of Caria at that time, and the ruler was the king Mausoleus. Mausoleus was the king that ruled that empire, and he had a great project of establishing a new city, new capital city of Caria, Halicarnasos. For 24 years he and his wife Artemisa, who interestingly was also his sister, it was apparently common in that culture, they ruled over that country, and they had a great development projects here in that area, building up the full city infrastructure, and also he was designing his tomb for the time after his death, and was sourcing the best architects to make it possible. And the result of that was a great tomb that was 45 meter high, that was adorned with statues, with ornaments, with reliefs. It was so beautiful that with time it became one of the 7 wonders of the ancient time. And notice that before that the tombs were just called tombs, but after that the greatest tombs were called mausoleums, because the king Mausoleus made such a great job with building, with designing and building that tomb, that it was named after his name, Mausoleum. And since then we are using that word mausoleum as the general description of a tomb that is above the ground level, which comes from his name, from this very tomb that was built in 4th century before Christ. And this is how we can achieve immortality in several senses. When you do such a great job, such a great work, that the products of your work become synonyms for generic objects, for generic words, for generic products, then you can name it a success. Then you become immortal. And especially then if they are named after your name, right? Apparently, and Halicarnasos had a tradition of being extraordinary, of being first in the history, because roughly a century before Mausoleus, before this mausoleum was built, there was another citizen of this town that also made his name a program, and made his name to epitomize something that was new and that came into use, into general language, and spread all over the world. Namely, Herodotus. This was another citizen of Bodrum, of Halicarnasos, and this guy wrote a book about the stories of the old days, right? The stories of the old days, or the events of the old days and the events of the old generations that were repeated mouth to mouth for many years, for many generations. But he wrote it down into a book that he called Historia. And this book gave name to a new science about the ancient times, about the events in the older times that we call history nowadays. So it was again another citizen that made his name a program and made his name to a generic word that was used from then on later in history, and this word was history. So if you want to become immortal, if you want to leave a dent in the universe, in the history, in the world, make extraordinary things. Let your job and your work be of such a unique and extraordinary quality, and try to be always the first in history to achieve something, to do something that has never been done before, that nobody has thought about doing before. Then you have a chance of making a dent, of becoming immortal, of remaining in history, in remaining unforgotten, and maybe even you will have the chance to epitomize some word, to make your name to a synonym for a generic word, for a generic object, maybe for a generic idea that will be used in the future, in future generations. And there is one more lesson that we learned from that project, because after the death of Mausoleus and his wife, this project ran out of funds. There was nobody who could fund this project. The construction of the tomb for the former king and the former queen. But the people involved in that, the artists, the architects, the construction people, they decided to continue the project until it will be completed, despite they were not paid for that, and they were not paid for the material. They organized their own funds, they raised funds, they put in their work and their life into that project because they believed in the vision. So if you have such a great vision of constructing, of doing something extraordinary, something so exceptional that nobody has done it before, this is a mission that inspires all people around you, all people involved in that project, and these people love that project, and they are not doing that for the money. You will get extraordinary work out of them. They will commit to that project to the tilt, till there is till they succeed. And this is the question of the magnitude of your vision, of how big the things are that you do, and the bigger the things, the more side effects in that sense you will get out of the people. And so on the other hand, it's not necessary for you to actually accomplish or finish these projects yourself. Maybe you will run out of life, but there will be people who will finish your work if your vision, and if it is just worth the effort, right? If that vision, if the thing that you set off to accomplish is worth the effort. This is what I wish you today from Bodrum in the south of Turkey. Very beautiful time. I recommend everybody to visit, especially for holiday, but also interesting real estate market. And we have extremely interesting historic artifacts. We have a Templar castle here. We have this remainings, the ruins of the mausoleum of Halicarnasos. We have also an ancient Greek theater. So come here and see that. That's it from Bodrum. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. One day they will thank you for that. I talk here a lot about how to do great, impossible things in life and business. How to become immortal in a philosophical sense and also in a literary sense. And how to play in business on a high level. How our self-made billionaires do that. I talk about money, about economy, and about philosophy from time to time, about cryptocurrencies. So if you liked that video, you will certainly like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today from Bodrum, Halicarnasos in Turkey. I wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.